Episode 7, The North. We open to the adaptation continuing its push for its central theme of how important friends are as our heroes fly on Appa's back.
This whole time, I've been worried that I don't know what I'm doing. And the truth is, I don't.
Aang mentions again that he has no idea what he's doing before the Northern Water Tribe comes into view as Team Avatar has finally reached its biggest milestone so far in their journey. The conversation between Aang, Master Pakku, and Chief Arnook actually made me laugh a little bit. This scene really reminded me of grade school. I remember forgetting to do homework, and when the teacher would come around to collect it, having to deal with the teacher's obvious and exaggerated disappointment. Aang's guilt here and the adults' reactions to him having not learned any other bending disciplines made me picture myself in the 4th grade without my homework. On a more serious note, this entire interaction is only brought forth because the Siege of the North was a known oncoming threat. In the animation, Aang is solely there to train under a waterbending master like Master Pakku, so they only discuss things related to training. But in the adaptation, Master Pakku wants to ask a 12-year-old for war strategies and requests that that child lead the offensive front.
What do you think is the best approach to the coming battle? Might I suggest you lead the offensive front?
This bit of dialogue completely pulled me out of the narrative and broke my immersion.
My friends help me. We work together.
I don't understand why the writers decided to make working with your friends mutually exclusive from the agency of the Avatar. Once again, you can train and take matters into your own hands, all the while working together with your friends. Aang should have trained, and the adults need to stop shaming Aang for having friends he can rely on for help. Like I mentioned back in episode 5, having Aang's only conflict be about whether the Avatar should have friends or not is so incredibly boring. And these repetitive conversations with different people about being alone or what kind of avatar Aang is supposed to be or whether friends are liabilities or not is really uninteresting. Chief Arnook and Master Pakku from this point on doesn't interact with the avatar again. Once they realize he's just come this far relying on the help of his friends, they basically leave him hanging because they have an entire siege they know about to plan for. So Aang decides he needs to reach out to the previous waterbending avatar, Kuruk, for advice and guidance. This conversation is largely the same as his conversations with Kyoshi, the king of Amashu, and Roku. We get the same conversation that hits the same points. First, Aang needs to master the 4 elements to gain control of the avatar state. Second, the avatar must walk alone. Kuruk adds the insight that having loved ones means that the enemy can just leverage them against you. So basically, all the past avatars have been of absolutely no actual guidance, past the advice of learn the 4 elements and be alone with no friends or loved ones. Kyoshi fought everyone off for Aang. Roku gave Aang a MacGuffin that saves his friends. Kuruk offers even less by only leaving Aang with the words,
"Being the Avatar means being the one who bears the burden. Alone."
Aang then understandably falls to despair and tells Katara that the sexist Pakku is right, and that Katara shouldn't fight, because the thought of losing Katara or Sokka would hold back Aang from being the Avatar. So then Katara is the one that has to step up, challenge Master Pakku to a fight to prove she's worthy of being a master all on her own, and she inspires Aang to understand that the fear of losing a loved one is just a human thing, one that we all have to deal with whether we're the Avatar or not. So after reminding Aang that all he needs to do is write his own story, the black soot from the Fire Nation ships fall, signifying their arrival and the siege that's about to begin. So another 40 minutes go by, and even in the presence of a waterbending master, neither Katara or Aang learn any waterbending. and Aang relearns that his future and what kind of avatar he wants to be is up to him. Let's see the climax, Episode 8, Legends.